if you had asked me after I separated from my husband about 21 months ago, if you had asked me like a week or 2 or 3 or 4 weeks after that happened, if I would ever be okay again, I would have told you point blank, no, I'll never be okay again. Hey guys, I'm having a pretty rough mental health day today. She says, I love you. He goes, love you too. Good night, right? So I look at him and I go, did you just take a phone call with another woman in my bed? Just the absolute audacity of taking a phone call from your girlfriend while in another woman's bed after sleeping with her. Like, I can't even fathom, like, where do men get the audacity?
Welcome back, family.
Another one, fellas. Another one. Another modern woman who destroyed her own family. Now she's on the internet looking for sympathy. Let me say this. Women will never tell us why they divorced their husbands, right? Especially these women on this channel, right? Who goes to TikTok and say, I've divorced my husband. They never tell us why. Right? Because all I hear all the time is, no, he was a good husband. He was a good father. He was not abusive. He was not cheating. But, he was just not the one for me. I was just not happy in that relationship. So, and then they leave those relationships or those marriages, whatever you want to call it. And they become miserable. They're still not happy. So these are unhappy women. All these women on social media talking about, they left their husbands, life after divorce, they're more happier when they're divorced. They're lying, bro. They're lying. All of them. That's a cap. That's the biggest lie that women has ever told other women so that they can become miserable just like them. So they can leave their husbands and become miserable just like them. A lot of women, guys, let me tell you this. And this goes out to the ladies as well, especially the ladies. A lot of women, they pray. They pray every day that God, please give me an abusive husband. Please give me a cheating husband so I can prove to the world that men are inherently evil and inherently violent and inherently serial cheaters. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, let's check out.
Today, we are going to review another modern woman who decided to leave her marriage just so that she can go ride the cock carousel with Chad and Tyrone. Let's first start by watching her trying to cope with her bad life decisions by thinking that she has become a better person after leaving her marriage. And right after, I will prove to you that these modern women just put on a facade as usual because in reality, they are really miserable. Let's watch.
So today is my birthday. I am officially 36 years old, and in the last year, so many things have happened in my life. And I wanted to take the time today to talk about what those things were and what I've learned. I've learned that I'm a strong ass bitch.
I canceled my Midjourney subscription because this AI does everything I need.
That's for sure. If you had asked me after I separated from my husband about 21 months ago, if you had asked me like a week or 2 or 3 or 4 weeks after that happened, if I would ever be okay again, I would have told you point blank, no, I'll never be okay again. The truth is, I'm okay. I'm more than okay. And I'm so much better than I was with him. I learned that I'm lovable. That people love me. People want to be around me. People want to hear what I have to say. People respect me. That a lot of the things that my ex-husband said to me about myself were projections of the way he felt about himself. And it never had anything to do with me. I solo backpacked through Southeast Asia by my damn self last year. That was some cool ass shit. And what I learned there is that I can do things by myself. I don't need a partner. I don't need a man. I learned that I became someone else for someone for a very long time, and that I'm not exactly the person who I thought I was with him. I'm not as introverted as I thought I was. I don't hate people the way I thought I did. I wasn't scared of the world like I thought I was. I learned that I can get in a surfing accident across the world by myself, almost drown, end up with multiple lacerations to my face, and I still don't need a fucking man. I learned that I can fall in love again. I learned that the length of time you know someone for doesn't mean a fucking thing. I had friends that I'd known since I was born who never reached out once after my separation. And then I had friends that I had known for months who were my absolute ride or dies last year. Time doesn't mean a fucking thing. I learned that my separation and my divorce and what I went through with my abusive ex has made me a better person. Unequivocally, it has made me a better person. And yet, I would not wish it on anyone. And I wish to God that I had never gone through it because it almost killed me. But I have learned that I can be so much happier and healthier on the other side of everything bad that's ever happened to me. That I am the type of person to make the absolute best of every up situation that the universe puts me in. Without a doubt. I am the strongest motherfucker out there. And you know what? I am so fucking proud of myself for that. Because that doesn't come from anywhere but from within.
It is all a facade. These modern women...
She's trying to convince herself that she's happy, guys. She's miserable. She's definitely miserable. I can see it. Like, you can see when somebody is miserable. No one who looks like this woman is happy, guys. She's not happy. And not the way, it's not because of the way she looks, right? It's because what she's saying. The things that she's saying, it proves that she's unhappy and she's miserable, right? And she's trying to convince herself that, you know, I'm happy. And she's trying to convince everybody that she's happy. She's not happy, bro. She's not happy. She knows that, you know, she messed up by leaving her husband. You understand? Because if she didn't leave her husband, then she will have somebody to stress out, to nag, to whine, to complain to, right? You understand what I'm saying? That's why what husbands are there for. You understand what I'm saying? To listen to women nagging and whining. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of men can take it. A lot of men can take the nagging and the whining from a woman because it's nothing. It doesn't kill us, right? Because we have emotional control. We have that emotional intelligence. We don't just jump when a woman is whining and, you know, nagging. You know, sometimes men just become quiet, bro. I mean, I've seen this with my mother. You know what I mean? And yeah, my father sometimes will just ignore her. You know what I mean? Men can take that, bro. Now she's whining and nagging on the internet to us, to her fans, and her female fans. They're like enjoying it. They're like, yes, girl, you're miserable just like us. We just wanted you to be miserable just like us. But anyway, let's keep it pushing though.
Women are just trying to put on a front under pretext that they are living their best life. They are all trying to cope in their misery, and I will prove it later on. But now, let's watch her getting pumped and dumped by...
Still feeling lost after a breakup or divorce? You're not alone. At RJ Godfellas Matrimony and Move On Crew, we don't just talk about heartbreak, we heal through it. Every week we share mindful rituals, self-care tools, and real talk from real people who get it. This isn't just another support group. It's a safe space to grow, laugh, cry, and come back stronger. Healing starts with one step. Take yours today. Join the crew on Patreon. Your next chapter is waiting. The link is in the description.
Chad.
I decided
Shout out
today
to
would be
Chad.
a fun day to tell you guys about a date that I went on. 2 summers ago, with a guy that I met on Facebook dating, which, number one, don't do that. Facebook dating is like the weirdest dating app of all time ever. But anyway, I met this guy on Facebook dating. He was quite a bit younger than me, very hot, of course. And we exchanged numbers and we started FaceTiming. The FaceTimes were good. I thought he was attractive. He looked like his photos, thank God. And we chatted, I don't know, maybe like 6 to 8 times over FaceTime before we decided to meet. So one night I'm out with my cousins in Denver and he tells me he's out at a club with his friends. It's his birthday. They've got bottle service, blah, blah, blah. So I decide to meet him for the first time, which, like, in hindsight, was not the best environment in which to meet a date off of an app for the first time. Hindsight's 2020. So anyway, I meet this guy at the club. We hang out for a little bit. He's kind of drunk. We end up going home together. He comes over to my house because I'm sober.
If you look younger than your age, you might be one of us.
And driving. And the next day he's going to a water park near my house, which that'll just tell you that he was maybe a little bit too young for me. Anyway, he comes over, we get ready for bed, we go to bed, and we hook up. And then at some point after that, I get up and I get like a glass of water or something. So I'm not in my bedroom at that moment. I walk back into my bedroom and this man is on the phone. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, probably. And he has the phone up to his ear and very clearly is like trying to turn the volume down, but I can very obviously hear that it's a girl on the other line. And he's kind of giving her like one-word answers, but he's like fully on the phone with her. You know, it's not like he like hung up as soon as I walked in the room. He is on a phone call with this woman. So a couple minutes later, he ends the phone call. I hear her say, "Happy birthday," or something of that nature. He says, "Thank you." She says, "I love you." He goes, "Love you too. Good night," right? So I look at him and I go, "Did you just take a phone call with another woman in my bed after we hooked up?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, but it's not what you think. She's just a homie from home. She's like a really close friend. She's like my sister. She's just calling because it was my birthday, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, I'm not an idiot, right? And, you know, the next day we wake up, I drop him off at the fucking water park and I go on with my life. Well, about 2 weeks later, I get a follow request on Instagram from a really pretty girl. The only person we have in common is this guy. Like, she doesn't even live here. She lives in his hometown. You can like see it on her bio or whatever. And it literally says, you know, followed by blah, 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 this guy. And of course I don't accept it. But how much you want to bet that was his girlfriend? And she found out about me somehow. But just the absolute audacity of taking a phone call from your girlfriend while in another woman's bed after sleeping with her. Like, I can't even fathom, like, where do men get the audacity?
When you choose the streets and
Okay, first of all, let me tell you this, guys. This is how it goes for women. When women leave their relationships, they're not alone, right? When they leave their relationships, it's because they want to be with other guys, right? Maybe they were talking to another guy, or maybe guys were giving them attention and showing them interest. That's why they get divorces or break up with their boyfriends. The first thing that happens is, especially when they come out of divorce, right? When they come out of divorce, they act like, you know, they can survive by themselves. You know, they're strong. You know, they're single and happy. And then where's the first place they go? Dating apps. After they start feeling lonely. After some time, they start feeling lonely, right? They go to dating apps. Facebook dating, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all this other dating apps, right? They go there looking for attention. Now they start hooking up with guys because now they don't want to be alone because it's not nice to be alone, guys. It's not nice. The only thing that you get out of being alone is loneliness. The only thing that you get out of being single is loneliness. It's not happiness. It's not joy. You might get peace, yes, right? But it depends if you can deal with the fact that, peace, it's also a part of loneliness. You know what I mean? Like you cannot be alone, right? Especially if you're a woman. Women don't even know how to be alone. All their lives, they spend it with guys trying to hit on them. They always have guys. Girls are never lonely. So by the time they become lonely, they try to replace loneliness with anything. Now, this is why they get pumped and dumped. And this world is not a place for a lonely woman, bro. Because she's just gonna do all these nonsense. She left her husband just to hook up with guys. Now she's just hooking up. She's gonna go from one guy to another. That's what she'll be doing for the next coming 10 years. Piling up her bodies. You understand what I'm saying, guys? Like, this is what happens. Don't let women lie to you and tell you that, I'm single and happy. I'm a single mother. I'm paying my own bills. I'm raising my own kids. That's not a life. That's not a life, bro. Especially if it's a life that you chose. That's not a real life. You understand? These are miserable women. I understand if you're a widow. You understand? You didn't bring that to yourself. You didn't do that to yourself, right? If your husband passed away or your husband was cheating on you or your husband was like putting his hands on you. Like, I mean, I understand that, right? You didn't do that to yourself. But being alone and living that life of a single mother and living that life of a single woman, you end up going to dating apps looking for attention because women, they're never alone, dog. They're never alone. They're never lonely. Like, from a very early age, dog, they have guys hitting on them or trying to talk to them. That's just how it goes. This world, guys, remember this. It's not a place for lonely women. Always remember that. And to the young women out there, always remember that. Don't listen to these old, bitter women. Don't listen to them because they want you to end up just like them. They don't want you to be happy. They know that the state that they're in is the worst state ever. You understand? Mentally, they're not okay. They're just not okay. They're miserable. That's why they're flexing it. They're flexing, oh, I'm single, I'm paying my own bills. Look, dude, I saw a post today on Instagram. Someone just posted like a woman who pays her own bill. She's not afraid to be alone. Like, what does that mean? So just because you can pay your own bills, you don't have to start a family. You don't have to be in love and have kids and have, a husband and be in love just because you can pay your own bills. Come on, bro. Come on. You see, women are flexing this life because they know. And the women who are flexing it is the ones who are already living the life, of being alone. And being alone, you're just going to become promiscuous. That's just how it goes. But let's keep it pushing, though.
Instead of being a wife, you will definitely be treated accordingly. Now, I will show you that 2 years after her divorce, she's still miserable, and most modern women are just unhappy people because they let their emotions get the best of them most of the time.
Facts.
And the worst part is that they take permanent decisions based on their temporary feelings. Let's watch.
Facts.
Hey guys, I'm having a pretty rough mental health day today, but I just wanted to come on here to say
The background music.
that if you have a friend who you can call when you're having a day like this, maybe you can't stop crying or you're spiraling, and that friend will get on the phone with you and they will talk you through what you're going through, and they will ask you what you need, and they will walk next to you in your distress and throw out ideas for things to make you feel better or solutions. And they will just sit on the phone and listen to you as you cry. Those people, hold them so close to your heart and never let them go because they are so special.
These modern women always need a shoulder to cry on all the time. All they do is trauma bond and constantly chasing after the next best thing. As you may read on the caption on your screens right now, how much they struggle with the first breakup right after their divorce. And the real reason they struggle so much is because they leave their marriages for the Chad that they have been talking to, thinking that he will commit to them, only to find out that Chad only wanted to bust a nut. This is the consequences of social media. Modern women confuse the attention they get from random people on these sites as genuine attention. You can read all the attention this woman is getting on her dating site profile. And she is even bragging about it, thinking, not realizing that all most these guys want is to pump and dump her. To the streets she belongs, and to the streets she shall return. Fellas, protect yourselves at all cost against these types of women. And above all, don't forget to keep...
Yo, that's crazy. What did I say, guys? What did I say? And the minute they start feeling lonely, they go to the dating apps. They start looking for attention. Women cannot stand being lonely, because we can clearly see from these videos that when women are single, they become lonely. They become miserable. Look at, they cannot stop crying. They can't stop making videos about, you know, how strong they are and how happy they are. You know, they're looking for validation, guys. But anyway, most women are not gonna listen. Most women are just gonna follow these women. And most young women, and this is what bothers me, guys, right? Like, I believe that older women should give younger women a chance, guys. A chance just to, you know, find love and you know, find a husband and love their husband and start a family with their husbands and have kids and, you know, raise a family. Give them that opportunity. But they're not giving young women that opportunity, bro. They're telling young women that, you know, you don't need to have a family. You can just live like me and be miserable. You can just follow in my footsteps and be miserable. You know, I like it when you're also miserable because it validates me. You know what I mean? It makes me think that I'm normal. No, you're not normal, man. You're miserable. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys. My name is RJ Godfella, and this is the RJ Godfella Chats. If you like this type of content, man, please hit the subscribe button. And join our Patreon if you have a story, guys. If you've been divorced, you want to share your story, hit us on our Patreon. Join our Patreon.